Cunningham Bay is just near the motorsports complex on Phillip Island.
The road is right next to the fence. Typical exposed Phillip Island coast facing on the Bass Strait.
The underlying rock here is basalt. There was an ancient lava flow over this area. Further out under the water, same sort of structure. The rock piles and lumps and bumps provide good habitat for reef fish, but the generally flat sort of bottom doesn't provide large drop-offs which might attract pelagics.
A lot of the seabed's covered in sand, and this can be very barren unless you're interested in whiting.
There is, however, a massive amount of ground out there. You'd spend a lot of time searching and finding different places and different fish. You're liable to see all the usual suspects: wallong, snapper, whiting, trumpeter, zebrafish, snook, and of course there are crays and abalone here. The coastline here runs north to south. That means that the bay area here is protected in westerly winds. Today there's a fresh westerly blowing. Not much swell out there either, but because it's protected, it's really quite flat. When the swell's up and the weather's up, it can be a tricky place to get in and out of. But you do have a sandy beach, which may make entry and exit a little bit safer. This is not a bad beach to park your partner and kids on, but you just got to remember you've got to get them down that cliff face first. How does it go on the Chong scale of convenience? Well, there are no public toilets, there's no coffee, there's no steps. I reckon it's got to come down pretty close to a 0. And on top of that, if it's a motorsports day, you can hear the sound of the motors revving in the background. Might be fun if you love your motorsports, but not really conducive to a good, pleasant day on the coast. The chances of seeing boats here is pretty slim. How do you get here?
You drive along the back beach road towards the motorsports complex. The turn-off's called Gap Road, but there's no sign saying that. Do a turn when you see the sign for the motorsports complex. Drive all the way to the end. The car park's spacious, but no doubt it fills up on race days.
Sign says no beach access, but there are tracks. The final trip down a cliff's a bit tricky, but nothing the average person can't handle. Watch out for the spiny gorse though. Today, somebody's provided a bit of a rope, which helps climbing up and down. Tricky coming down, tricky going back up, especially if you've got a weight belt on, you're a little bit tired and you've got a whole lot of fish in one hand and a spear gun in the other. It makes it quite interesting. So is this a good place to come? Well, certainly on days when the wind's blowing from the west and it's chopping up all other areas, you might get a protected area here, and that might be good, so that's definitely an advantage. The disadvantage, of course, is coming down that bloody cliff and watching out for those damn gorse and the prickles that come with them. And just because a place is hard to get to doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be more fish here either. But to my eye, this is certainly a pleasant enough spot and certainly provides another option for spearfishing locations.